Life Portrait Drawing by Alexander Rishkin. Questions and answers. Question: Can use of soft drawing materials like red chalk be compared to an oil painting when pigment could be applied in multiple glazing layers? Layers of pigment give different appearance to an artwork compared to when rendering is done in one go. Answer: The history of soft drawing materials is older than use of graphite medium in art. With a graphite pencil, it is easier to make precise outlines with thin lines. However, with graphite, it takes more time to create an illusion of big three-dimensional volumes. On the other hand, working with soft drawing chalks is closer in feeling to painting because big areas can be filled in quickly, and it is easier to build up tonal values. Drawing with soft mediums like chalks can be viewed as a transitional way from drawing to painting. This is a stepping stone from line to tone, and then from tone to color. So, yes, from this point of view, we can compare layered rendering of tonal values in soft chalks to glazing in oil painting. Transparent layers of chalk dust gradually build up depth of tones. Of course, it is perfectly fine to work in one attempt in soft chalk, using the full strength this drawing medium can provide. Visually, it will look different in style to a layered approach, and it is up to an artist to decide what method of drawing to employ. These two ways of drawing can be compared to alla prima and optical mixing in oil painting. Question: Is smudging of chalk necessary? Answer: Here's an example. We can draw a line, then smudge it several times with a finger. The appearance of that line changes dramatically. We can also use an eraser to take off some dust. Such a look cannot be achieved without smudging and erasing. So, the skill of smearing pigment can be very handy. Of course, it works with soft drawing chalks. Smudging graphite is not recommended, as it results in mud. When smudging chalk lines with a finger, it does matter if the finger heats up. When the temperature is higher, minerals of pigment react a bit differently. Difference in temperature can even influence the color of pigment slightly. Question: What about erasing? Answer: By all means, an eraser should be used in portrait drawing. Drawing with an eraser can give very artistic results. Erasing may influence the color of the chalk lines. Question: How about background? Should it be rendered or not? Answer: It is up to an artist and the creative task whether to keep the background in portrait clean or toned. For example, the outline of the face looks very sharp against a white background. The back of the head can be diffused into light tone of the background. Or, if needed, a background in front of the face can be rendered, which would give good contrast to the light tones of the face. You should not be afraid of smearing dust across paper. This creates some aerial effect in drawing. Question: What is more important, lines or tones? Answer: This depends on the school and the drawing habits. Some schools suggest that there should be no outlines in linear drawing whatsoever, only gradations of tones. Other schools advise students to employ strong constructive linear drawing in combination with tonal rendering. The approach I'm teaching has emphasis on lines as well as on tones. Good use of lines gives more artistic feeling to artworks. Why limit yourself to only one means of expression? In drawings by the old masters, you will see that the use of lines holds great importance. The best artists, like Michelangelo, Leonardo, Botticelli, all used linear drawing exquisitely. There are schools that teach doing tonal rendering very smoothly and are afraid of using lines. Nevertheless, by working only with tones, they follow the same rules of planes, volumes, and anatomy in drawing. They say that in nature there are no lines, only borders between planes. Therefore, using lines in drawing is not necessary. Without going into an argument, lines, as an artistic way of depicting reality, have a very wide range of characteristics, like being light and strong, thin and wide, straight and curved, having varying pressure and boldness, and so on. Therefore, excluding such means of artistic expression from an artwork makes it lifeless and boring. Question: talking about the face outline, different artists do it differently. For example, Botticelli did outlines with equal strength, while Michelangelo used irregular strength outlines that are bold in some places and faded in others. Is there some universal rule about outlines? Answer: at the time of the old masters, drawing served only a helping role in art. For example, artists did preparatory drawings in final size to transfer them onto walls for fresco painting. Such outlining was usually done by pressing a stylus across paper, making indentations on wet plaster, or by piercing paper along outlines and dusting with charcoal dust through small holes, leaving traces of dotted lines on plaster. In both cases, indentations or dotted traces were then outlined with a brush. Such stylus lines had uniform thickness. However, when making an artwork on paper, an artist can apply a much wider gamut of strokes. For example, an outline that goes around shaded planes can be bolder than an outline of light areas. Variation of thickness and gaps in lines make them more interesting and vibrant. Professional artists can use this to achieve great results. You can see that in our portrait, outlines are not continuous, but have gaps. Even though an outline goes around one object, it doesn't look mechanical and boring because there are variations in pressure, different thickness, and gaps. This helps to portray the difference in tonal values and masses of objects. It is like having many different lines, each serving its purpose. Soft drawing materials are very versatile and flexible in both linear and tonal drawing. I would advise you to learn to use such materials to their full potential.